Welcome to week number 4. How can SWOT and risk management drive a strategic plan? Again, our expectations are understand the directions. Make sure you read the assignments first, then work on what you're going to hand in for writing and things like that. It will go much quicker, much more accurate, and much better product that you'll produce. Okay, SWOT analysis and risk management. Now, I know I mentioned this in week 1, SWOT, but I want to give a little more clarity to what each of these means in context. And they do drive, to a huge extent, the strategic plan, or they're powerful drivers within that. Strengths. What does the organization do well relative to their competition? Is it their product? Is it their distribution? Is it their pricing model? Is it their ability to advertise? And some combination of all of those, and some point in time has to deliver value in order for the consumer or those that they attempt to serve, whether it's a for-profit or a non-profit organization, really doesn't matter because there's competition no matter what. Okay, so strengths relative to competition. Weaknesses. Where does your organization, again, relative to competition, fall short of what you could or maybe should be? Okay, and there's an argument to be made that you need to concentrate on your strengths and build those up and sort of minimize your weaknesses or stabilize them. Okay, it's possible to turn a weakness into a strength, it is, but do you want to invest that much time, effort, and energy and money? This is where that risk factor comes in, which we'll talk about in just a second. So given what your strengths are, given what your weaknesses are, what opportunities lie in the marketplace for the near term and the far term? So longer term is 1 to 5 years. And as a strategic decision maker, that's what you're interested in. Where does my organization need to be resource-wise, product-wise, distribution-wise, employee-wise? Whatever are the driving factors in the success of your organization, what opportunities are out there? Where do I need to be positioned to take advantage of those opportunities? And then, no less important is what are the threats? Threats are, we talked about in that week 1, political, economic, social, technological. Those are kind of the formation of, threats to your livelihood. How you're serving a market. Will your target market switch and go to somebody else because they've got the new, better, faster thing? Or are they going to stick with you? Do they trust you? Brand can be a very powerful strength in that sense, the reputation. And then risk. All of these have the underlying assumption of how much risk should we incur, will we incur, are we comfortable with? And it's going to matter a little bit, or not a little bit, but to a great extent is if you're a startup company, you're obviously accepting way more risk because chances are you're going to not succeed. You hope to succeed, but you might not succeed. So the risk and reward has to be measured in some meaningful way. This is why in the financial world they do cash flow analysis, the present value of future cash flows, future value, time value of money, other ones that escape my mind I can't think of right now, but those projections are always inherent in them is what's my rate of return that I need? 1%, 5%, 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50. Well, the greater the potential reward, 99 times out of 100 corresponds to a greater risk. Okay, so the right or wrong answer to the risk? No, not really, but there's probably smarter answers than others, given what your strengths are, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Okay, so this is a really good chapter in that sense, or a good week. All right, so first thing you're going to do is, in week 4 discussion, SWOT analysis, develop an individual SWOT for the company selected by your group. Okay, so label each of them. Strengths, bold. Answer underneath in regular font. Weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and so on. Be certain to incorporate financial status and risk this is in your estimation. Part 2. Share the highlights of your analysis in your initial post along with the reflections about what you found compelling or challenging about applying the SWOT model. So should be a little subsection at the bottom that says challenges in bold what your group determined to be, or what you determined to be, what made this difficult. And then respond to the 2 as per normal in every discussion. Biblical discussion. Proverbs 13:11. We like Proverbs in this course. That's a good one. Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Long term. Say this is Proverbs is a strategic outlook. It really truly is. This is a really good discussion. The quick buck is what this is looking at. The quick buck gained without being totally honest. Are you cheating someone? Okay, you're always looking over your shoulder. That's a bad way to live. Reflection paper, number 4. SWOT analysis and risk management. This is individual. Okay, again, I've talked about the 2 to 4 page. If it's single space, just have both those numbers. How is risk management, sustainability, joint ventures, and SWOT analysis method integrated in strategic planning? Okay, so that should be it. You break all of those apart. Now, sustainability, we really haven't talked about, at least in these videos. And it's sort of a nebulous definition. It's not a solid definition across the board. It's a new term, but an old concept. It just means being efficient. But efficiencies are managing your resources well. That's really what it is. And businesses have always done that in some shape, manner, or form. It has taken on new life in the last 10, 15 years for sure. But go with the modern stuff because that's where we live. Connect your experience completing a SWOT analysis for this week's discussion forum and your discussion of those things, risk management and so on. The purpose is to obtain clear understanding of the importance of risk and SWOT in the planning process. Bold the questions, as always. Lego case analysis. This is individual. This is a kind of a big assignment or bigger 2 to 3 page case analysis here. You've got an outline. Use the outline. Bold all of these. Your answers should follow. This is your template right here. Strategic case profile analysis, general environmental analysis, industry analysis, competitive analysis, internal. So the SWOT comes in, and so on. So you've got this right here. This is a question and answer form right here as this is laid out. Use this document. And you'll want to, again, you don't want to start this Lego case study before you've read the chapter and maybe even looked at some other things or the chapters, or the reading. But you got a good look. Group paper. Creating value. Value is, I'm going to define value for you in a commercial sense. It's whatever you and I are willing to pay for. Okay, if I'm willing to buy something, I'm willing to pay for it because I see a value there in excess of what it's costing me. Okay, so how does the company you've chosen in your group create value? How do they create the product, what's delivered, the features and benefits to the target market? How do they do that? How do they create value? What about it makes it so that people, individuals, or it might be in the B2B world, business to business might be a product for other businesses. Why pay for it? Evaluate the effect of financial and risk factors on business decisions. And that'd be a separate heading there for you. And then 1 submission per group. But everybody's name's got to be in there, please. Keep going. Week 4. If you have questions, please let me know.